What's up, everybody? This is How to Manchu channel, and in this channel, it's all about Manchu things, Manchu culture, Manchu language, and Manchurian history. And if you want to be a Manchurian Batu, what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and turn the notification on, because I will drop new video just in few days, and you don't want to miss it. And today, I'm in the forest, just beside my place. And I will take an adventure with all of you. However, it's raining, but I will still go on. I will talk about Manchu and forest in this forest. What are you waiting for? Let's get started.大家都知道，在工业革命之前呢，人类社会分为三种，一种呢是农耕社会，第二种呢是游牧社会，第三种呢是渔猎社会。在东亚大陆呢，与之相适应的则是长城以南的汉人农耕社会，自内亚狭义的内亚，就是今天的中亚，向东延伸到蒙古高原的游牧社会，突厥蒙古游牧社会。再有呢，就是处于东北亚大陆一隅的满洲森林渔猎社会。现在从考古遗址啊，我们的这个黑龙江的新开流文化遗址可以证明出满洲文明源远流长，已经持续了7000年之久。而且呢，它的辐射范围呢非常巨大，北到今俄罗斯的东西伯利亚地区，南呢到辽河流域，西部呢到达大兴安岭，甚至以西的涅尔齐斯克地区，在东边呢到达长白山山路，在东北呢到达了今天的俄罗斯的滨海边疆区。可以说呢，这些地区呢大部分呢都被森林所覆盖，而满洲人呢世世代代则居住在森林之中。而 地理环境决定了一个民族的文明类型，甚至呢它的生产方式。于是呢，满洲人就被森林塑造成为一种森林渔猎民族。另外我要强调的一点是呢，满洲人虽然是渔猎森林民族，但这并不意味着满洲先民呢自古以来就是以渔猎作为生产方式来维持生活的。因为我们可以看到，在满通古斯文明的辐射范围内，有多种地理自然环境，可以说比如说南边的辽河流域以及松花江流域有着大片的耕地，可以供人们耕种。满洲人始祖也确实在这儿开辟了许多良田。在西边呢，在大兴安岭以西呢，有着非常多的牧场，有着非常多的草原。而在东边呢，接近日本海接近满洲海，满洲海就是今天的日本海流域呢，居住的一些满洲部落呢，他们则是靠大海吃饭，他们呢以捕鱼、捕鲸、从事海上贸易，甚至从事海上掠夺为生。所以说呢，我为什么要说满洲人呢是森林民族、森林渔猎民族，是因为呢他们有着共同的文化心理、民族文化心理，他们呢都对着森林呢有着深深的一种依恋之情。可以从事例可以表明，比如说满洲人呢在松花江流域开垦了大片的耕地，但是呢满洲人呢并不从事农业劳动，他们还是日常出入于森林之中，进行呢捕猎、打鱼。那么这些耕地呢，这些农业活动呢，都是由谁来完成的呢？则是由满洲人呢从农耕地区呢掠夺来的一些人口，他们作为农奴为满洲人种粮。由于满洲人呢世代生活在森林之中呢，所以树木也作为满洲人的神地。每个部族呢都有自己的祖先树，都有自己的氏族树。每当有重大事件发生，或者是说遇上重大的节日的时候呢，满洲人都会在这些萨满神树之下举行大型的萨满祭祀。举一个例子来说，就是这个部落的这个首领木坤大发动捕猎活动的命令之后呢，整个部族呢要进行3次大型的献祭。第一次献祭呢，则是要在自己的这个氏族树前呢，祭祀猎神。第二次呢，则是在这个捕猎队伍进入森林之后，打到第一只猎物之后呢，就要进行祭祀。第3次祭祀呢，则是在整个队伍满载而归之后呢，将打到的最好的猎物作为贡品献祭给萨满神树，并且呢在萨满神树之下呢举行大型的祭祀4个神。一个神呢是阿布卡赫赫，就是说满洲的天神。第二个呢是祭祀猎神，捕猎之神。第3个呢是祭祀野神，比如说这野神是指自然界的一些神，比如说老虎神呢、熊神呢，或者说其他的一些动物神。第4个呢是祭祀星神。
The ritual follows a standard scenario. The shaman gradually enters a trance. The tambourine's rhythmic tempo quickens, and the shaman's movements become ever more abrupt and jerky. The tambourine falls silent. The shaman writhes with convulsions. This means that a spirit has entered him. As a rule, the shaman knows which spirit he is invoking and what he can expect of it. This time, however, something has gone wrong. Blood begins trickling from the shaman's mouth. His sagging legs hardly support him as he limps around the bonfire, producing incomprehensible sounds or roaring like a beast. Somebody has fainted. Everybody becomes jittery. No contact with the spirit is likely to take place today. The tension dies down a few minutes later when a spirit in the shape of a shaman accepts a gift and begins gesturing as he squats near the sick man. Soon he roars again and vanishes in the dark. Soon Tiergen is found lying face down in the snow. He has absolutely no idea of what happened to him only a short while ago. Even so, the ritual has to go on. A spade with a handful of red-hot coals taken from the bonfire is moved close to the shaman's face. As the sick man looks on, the shaman grabs the coals, shoves them into his mouth, and chews them and spits them out into the snow. How many ailments have been defeated in today's ritual depends on the number of coals chewed by the shaman.
实际上呢，萨满神术呢分为很多种，其中一个比较典型的呢就是萨满柳树。为什么是柳树呢？因为柳树在满洲人的心理中呢被认为是女阴的象征，而女阴呢滋生万物，所以说呢，在满洲人的神话之中呢，有柳树造人的传说。根据呢史料中对于15世纪居住在东海，也就是说现在的俄罗斯滨海边疆区的满洲部落达克坦部，对于柳神的记载，他是这样说的：每当大海退潮的时候，或者是说树上这个鼓出绿色的小虫包的时候，还有瘟疫盛行的时候，达克坦部的女祭司呢，就是女萨满，会在部族中呢挑选9个、13个，或者是说33个年轻漂亮的女子。至于为什么是这个3呢？因为满洲人呢比较崇尚3这个数字。我们会在今后的视频呢进行讲述，让这些被挑选出来的女人呢，她们被称为神女，裸体呢站于柳树之下，而部族呢，他们会调和一种鹿血，还有米酒和洁净的江水调在一起，向这些神女身上泼去。泼完之后呢，整个萨满教的祭祀仪式呢就开始了。这个女萨满呢就甩起腰鼓，开始打击神鼓，进行为期3天的萨满仪式。这些神女呢，则要从整个部落的定居点出发，途经呢一些部族人们常去的一些地方，比如说山巅呢，山野之中呢，以及大海边儿。此时呢，人们也会在这些神女经过的道路上去撒一些鹿血、洁净的江水以及米酒，以此来祭祀柳神，以及呢阿布卡赫赫，来求得阿布卡赫赫的庇佑。这个就是满洲人比较典型的祭祀柳树神。Oh my God, it's raining. Do you guys see that? It's really heavily. I need to go home right now. It's already night and it's still raining outside. I'm really tired and I've been walking for nearly 10,000 meters on the mountain in the rain, so I will wrap up this video here. If you are new in the channel and you love Manchu, you want to learn Manchurian history, what are you waiting for? Subscribe our channel and turn the notification on. Give us a thumbs up. I will see all of y'all in my next video. Stay